What do you think of all his stuff?
I don't know what's happening, right? Like, what really happened, and why is Romania going after him? Are they being pressured by someone else to do this? Like, what is the reason why they're doing it, and what do they have on him? I don't know.
Yeah, well, that to me is the right answer. Nobody knows. A lot of people are acting like they know. If you go read it,
well, they want him,
which is crazy.
They want him to go down, and they want him. He represents something. He represents toxic masculinity.
He is sort of toxic. I mean, he says crazy stuff.
They seize his car collection as investigation continues.
The one thing I don't get about this, well, I do get. I understand. People are actually want the charges to be true, which is crazy because that would mean a lot of bad shit to happen to a lot of bad people.
Yeah, I would rather the charges be incorrect. Look, Romania, I don't know what their system is like. I don't know whether they're corrupt. I've heard things, but I don't have any real information. So I'd be talking out of my ass to say, if he really did sex traffic people, if he really did all the things he's saying, well, I hope that gets proven in court, and I hope he gets punished if he really did that. If he didn't do that, I hope he gets exonerated, and I hope he gets the fuck out of Romania. I don't know. I don't know what he did. I know a lot of what he does is theater, right? A lot of what he does is very satire. He plays the role of this boastful misogynist who smokes cigars and drives Lamborghinis, and that's his thing. And because of that, he's amassed an amazing amount of money. And he's done it by doing this character, this online persona, but then also says very wise things. He says ridiculous shit, but also says really interesting things. He's a very smart guy. If you listen to him being interviewed by Patrick Bet-David, Patrick Bet-David interviewed him after he got canceled off of all social media, and Patrick is fantastic. He's really good at letting people talk and talking to everybody, and Patrick is so wealthy and so successful outside of the world of podcasting that he only does it because he's interested in it. And so he's the perfect guy to handle that because he is not afraid of to talk to anybody. He'll talk to anybody. And so he had him on for a long-form conversation. They talk for hours, and you get to see this is a very intelligent and calculated guy. You might not agree with his message. You might not agree with all the misogynist stuff. You might not agree with, and I don't agree with it. You might not agree with all the crazy antics, but you cannot deny that that's been incredibly successful because it resonates with a lot of young men who don't feel represented in the media. And they see this guy and it looks like fun. Do they agree with what he's saying? That doesn't mean they agree with it. They think it's fun. It's like pro wrestling. He's like a bad guy in pro wrestling. He's a heel. He's smoking cigars with his Lamborghinis. And
see, that's where I go. I think there's probably a lot of people think that, and then I think there's probably other people who take it seriously, which is where it's a super.
Yes, that is where it gets fucked up. Where it gets fucked up is like young boys repeating the shit that he's saying to young girls because
he says
they're supposed to
property
do that.
and he owns them, which is nuts. And so you hope people are like, oh, that's an act. The one thing I will say for an intelligent guy, which I agree with you, he is. To be doing the things he's being accused of doing and then go seek publicity is a very unwise move.
If he did the things that he did.
Then it's like, what you would think if you're committing atrocities, you would try to stay under the radar. He does quite the opposite.
Yeah, but again, we don't know.
No, nobody knows.
That's the problem. That's some
like the
know,
pizza
right?
thing, the pizza box. I don't know if you saw that. Everybody saying he got busted because of the pizza box, and then the authorities that had nothing to do with it.
No, they knew he was in Romania. It was just, what's that word? Schadenfreude? Schadenfreude. That's what it was. Like he's making fun of Greta Thunberg, and then he gets fucking arrested right afterwards. It's kind of hilarious.
Yeah,
the way it happens, like people said, it's the biggest self-owned
third biggest tweet or retweet. It was Greta. I mean, it was okay.
It's kind of funny when she said that's what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes.
That was good. That was good.
That shit's hilarious. You got to give it to her. Look, and also, like, why are you going after some 19-year-old autistic girl who's really into climate change?
Like, figure out whether that was provoked. Like, he just did that out of the blue?
Yeah, he's just talking shit.
Now, again, that move from somebody who's being accused of sex trafficking, I think rape was thrown in there, and then you're out there being like, look at me, crazy. Again, but what you said nailed it. Nobody knows.
I think the latest thing that they're saying is tax evasion, right? Isn't that what they're saying?
I'll be honest with you. I'm Googling them now. I just found an exclusive story on Vice. that says the reason he was kicked off of Big Brother is not the reason that was publicly known or what was thought of. It says that he was arrested for suspicion of rape in 2015.
He was investigated over allegations of sexual assault and physical abuse in the UK, during which time he appeared on Big Brother for 5 days.
This was just posted a little bit ago.
UK authorities declined to prosecute.
This says that they told the producers of the show like 5 days before he was kicked off, and then a video was found of him and a girl doing something that then they came out and said this was like a kinky video they were making, and everyone thought
The
he was kicked
girl
off
came
just the
out and
video.
said that was very consensual and that they were doing role play and that they liked to do this thing where he would like beat her up or
This
something.
article is saying that didn't have anything to do with why he was kicked
Yeah.
off the show.
This is one of the perfect.
I don't know.
This is one of the perfect examples, though, of kind of what we're talking about. I don't fucking believe Vice.
I don't know. But yeah,
I don't believe. How can you believe anything that is said about somebody so controversial? Because everybody seemingly has already made up their mind.
Right.
So where to get real information on him? Who knows?
All the objectionable stuff, I think, also was unnecessary. I think if he I don't know him. If I did know him, I would tell him all the boastful shit and the shit about him being, the top G and all that stuff. All that shit's great. But the misogynistic stuff, like if you have daughters or if you have a wife or if you have sisters, stuff like that, you don't want that.
Well,
you don't that narrative, like putting that out there, that's negative to everybody. It's not even positive to him. It's like it's not necessary.
We had him on one of our podcasts, and he almost struck me exactly how you said. Like for, let's say, talking for 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, making sense, smart. And then he says something so
Wild.
over the top, literally like women are my property, like I own them. It's like, whoa, what'd you just say? And that's what he does. But
Yeah.
he's also selling that class.
What is the class?
It-
The Hustlers
yeah.
University? What is that? What are
it's
they
like
teaching people?
To hustle.
But what do they teach? Are they?
To hustle.
They can quit at any time they want.
It's like $70 a month, and you
Right.
become a top G. That's literally.
I mean, is that bad? I don't know. I mean, is it a con game or is he trying to give them legitimate information? What is he giving them other than what he's already said in interviews and like what? How is it a university? Like what is?
He has people who, and that's where it's a gray area because
Aren't there like professors? Hustlers University. Experience modern wealth creation.
I haven't looked at this. I didn't know this was even real.
Yeah, no, this is what he said, like a
There's
main
so many grifters.
main business.
Secure your spot for just $49 is your last chance to secure a spot or a discounted price.
This weird countdown thing is such a trap
Oh, that's
on the internet.
hilarious. Oh
Like
my
this-
God.
was it just
I only have
recycle?
1
Yeah,
hour,
yeah,
10
for
minutes and 36 seconds to sign up.
And that's going to be 147.
Jesus,
if you don't make your
enroll
decision
now, Jamie. You have only
All right,
an
right.
hour
Let's
before
take
this
the class.
class. Enroll.
Before this
Let's enroll. Let's enroll. What do we have to do? Click on that. Enroll now. Okay. What do we have to do? The Real World has launched a completely matrix independent platform where we teach you how to make money in the digital age. How do they teach you how to make money?
You just hustle, man. You just hustle.
So $600 a year.
It's also another thing, like this Matrix thing, which he has, which again, I am a firm believer based on my experience. Like people are out to get you, they're out to get you. He also, if he committed these crimes, he's sort of brilliant. Be like, they're coming for me in the next couple days because you know they're coming, and then your followers go, aha, he was
Right.
right. It's like a self-fulfilling
Right.
Who knows?
Right.
But I will say, he goes too far. Like, and yeah. You'd think rational people be like, whoa, you're crazy. But there's a lot of, and that's where anything's a slippery slope.
He's also a wild dude that lives in the world of kickboxing. And that is a wild group of people. I mean, you pay attention to like top flight kickboxers like the Badr Haris and there's some Melvin Manhoef. There's some wild fucking people in that world. That is a crazy world where there's not a lot of money and you're facing fucking straight up killers. And there's all sorts of different personalities in that world, but it's a different kind of human. They're just wild, masculine, very aggressive people, and that's part of his shtick.
But if you want to use the word toxic masculinity, he's it.
The bad stuff that he said embodies that.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's why people are rooting for what he said to be true, because they don't want that.
Right. But you're still crazy to root for that because you're not thinking about the victims that would be. You're basically that means a lot of people were hurt.
Well, it means if it's true, you want him to be punished.
Correct.
Like hoping that it's not true when it is true is not good either.
No, but
you know what I'm saying? Like if you're hoping that it's true and it's not true, that's horrible because you are hoping for people to have been victimized. I see what you're saying.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
I mean, you should never hope violent crimes are committed.
Right.
Period.
Absolutely agreed. Yeah, for sure. But you also hope that he's not accused of these things when it's just because of his bombastic personality
Totally.
and talking shit and getting all this attention, which he clearly has done. You got to wonder how much of it is sat. Like when he talked to Piers Morgan, that was a very interesting conversation because Piers confronted him on all these things, and he did a great job of explaining what he does and why he does it. And you know, it's like the guy went viral in a way that no one has. And so quickly.
Yeah.
In a while, we're like my 12-year-old and my 14-year-old were asking me about it.
Yeah, no, he was it.
Yeah, all over TikTok and all over everything. And if you just
But
look
that's
at some
a
of those
scary
little
part
clips,
in a weird way.